When you're cooking for one, the effort can feel like it outweighs the reward. Why bother with a proper meal when there's only you to feed? But a good lunch doesn't need an hour at the hob or a trolley full of shopping. It needs 10 minutes, a few cheap bits from the cupboard, and a little know-how. Today we're counting down 25 cheap British lunches that come together in 10 minutes flat, warm, filling, gentle on the purse, and gentle on tired hands. Some you'll remember from years gone by. Others might surprise you. Stick around, because number 1 is the one I make almost every day. Let's begin with number 25. Number 25. Cream crackers with cheese and pickle. There's no cooking at all in this one, which makes it perfect for the days when standing at the cooker feels like too much. A handful of cream crackers, a few slices of cheddar cut thick, and a good dollop of Branston pickle, and you have a proper little ploughman's lunch on a plate. The crackers cost barely anything for a whole packet, and a block of cheese will see you through a fortnight of lunches. Add a sliced tomato or a stick of celery if you fancy something fresh, and you've a meal that's crunchy, savory, and satisfying. No pans, no washing up beyond a plate and a knife. It's the sort of lunch that asks nothing of you but tastes like you've made an effort. And on a quiet afternoon, that small bit of ceremony matters more than people realize. Number 24. Marmite on buttered toast. You either love it or you don't, but those who love it never tire of it. 2 slices of bread under the grill or in the toaster. A generous scrape of butter while they're still hot so it melts right in. And then the thinnest spread of Marmite, because a little goes a long way. The salty, savory tang wakes up the whole mouth, and that jar will last you the best part of a year. It costs pennies a slice and takes under 5 minutes from start to finish. There's iron and B vitamins tucked away in that dark paste too, which is no bad thing when you're cooking for one and not always eating as well as you might. A cup of tea alongside, and it's the kind of simple comfort that feels like being looked after. Number 23. The banana sandwich. Don't laugh, because this one carries more memories than almost anything else on the list. 2 slices of soft bread, a good smear of butter, and a ripe banana sliced thin and pressed flat with a fork until it spreads like jam. Some like a sprinkle of sugar, though a ripe banana hardly needs it. It's sweet, soft, and kind to teeth that aren't what they were, and it slips down easily on the days when appetite is small. A single banana costs next to nothing, and it gives you something filling without a scrap of cooking. Cut it into quarters, and it feels like a little treat with a brew. Many of us first ate this at our nan's kitchen table, and there's a quiet comfort in making it again all these years later, exactly the same way. Number 22. Cup of soup with a buttered roll. Sometimes you just want something hot and easy, and there's no shame in that. A sachet stirred into a mug of boiling water gives you a warming bowl in 2 minutes flat, and a crusty buttered roll on the side turns it from a snack into a proper lunch. Chicken, oxtail, tomato. The choice is yours, and a box of sachets costs little and keeps for months in the cupboard. It's perfect for a cold day when you want warmth without effort, and it's gentle on a delicate stomach. Tear the roll and dip it in, and you've a meal that asks nothing of you but a kettle. For anyone whose hands struggle with tins and tin openers, this one is a quiet blessing, and it'll have you fed and warm before the news has finished. Number 21. The corned beef and brown sauce sandwich. A tin of corned beef is one of the great cupboard standbys, and it stretches a long way for one person. Slice it thick, lay it on buttered bread, and add a good squeeze of brown sauce for that tangy, peppery kick that cuts right through the richness of the meat. Some like a few rings of raw onion or a slice of tomato in there too. The whole thing comes together in under 5 minutes, and one tin will give you 3 or 4 good sandwiches across the week. It's filling, it's full of protein, and it carries the taste of 100 packed lunches and seaside picnics gone by. Wrap half in greaseproof and keep it for later if your appetite is small. Honest, cheap, and properly satisfying. It never lets you down. Number 20. Tuna and sweet corn mayonnaise. Open a tin of tuna, drain it, and fork it through with a spoonful of mayonnaise and a handful of tinned sweet corn. 2 minutes, and you have a creamy, golden mixture that's good for far more than one lunch. Pile it onto buttered bread, spoon it over a few crackers, or heap it onto a bed of lettuce if you want something lighter. The sweet corn adds a little pop of sweetness, and the mayonnaise keeps it moist and easy to eat. A tin of tuna costs around £1 and gives you 2 generous helpings, so the second is sitting ready in the fridge for tomorrow. There's good lean protein in there to keep your strength up, and it slips down easily on a warm day when you don't fancy anything heavy. Cheap, quick, and endlessly adaptable, it's a friend to anyone cooking for one. Number 19. The egg mayonnaise sandwich. If you've a couple of eggs boiled and waiting in the fridge, this is one of the kindest lunches there is. Mash 2 cold boiled eggs with a fork, stir through a spoonful of mayonnaise, a pinch of salt, and a good crack of pepper, and spread it thick between soft buttered bread. It takes barely 2 minutes if the eggs are already done, and a cress garnish makes it feel like a proper afternoon tea. Eggs are cheap, packed with protein, and gentle on the digestion, which matters when you're a little older and not always eating much. The soft, creamy filling needs no chewing to speak of, and it carries the faint smell of so many church halls and family funerals and happy occasions besides. Boil a few eggs at the start of the week, and this lunch is never more than minutes away. Number 18. Pâté on toast. A little pot of liver pâté goes a surprisingly long way, and it turns plain toast into something that feels almost indulgent. Toast a slice of bread, let it cool for a moment so the part doesn't slide off, then spread it thick and smooth. A few cornichons or a spoonful of chutney on the side lifts it beautifully. It's rich, savory, and full of iron, which is no small thing when your appetite is light and you need every mouthful to count. A small tub costs little more than £1 and gives you several lunches across the week, sealed and waiting in the fridge. The softness makes it easy to eat, and the richness means a little fills you up. Pour a small glass of something if the mood takes you, because there's no rule that says lunch for one can't feel a touch special. Number 17. Pork pie and piccalilli. Sometimes the best lunch is the one that needs no cooking whatsoever. A small pork pie from the shop, cut into quarters, with a good spoonful of piccalilli or pickle alongside, and perhaps a few cherry tomatoes, makes a plate that's hearty and full of flavor. The crisp pastry, the seasoned meat, and the sharp tang of the pickle play off one another perfectly, and the whole thing takes about a minute to put together. A single pie costs £1 or so, and is plenty for one good lunch. It's the sort of meal you might have packed for a day at the cricket or a coach trip to the coast, and there's real comfort in that. Sit by the window with it on a sunny day, and it feels less like making do and more like a small picnic for one. Number 16. Crumpets with butter. Is there anything more comforting than a warm crumpet dripping with melted butter? Pop a couple under the grill or in the toaster until the tops turn golden, then butter them straight away so it sinks down into all those little holes. A drizzle of honey or a spoonful of jam turns them into a proper treat. A packet of crumpets costs well under £1 and gives you several lunches. and they keep happily in the freezer if you don't get through them, ready to toast straight from frozen. They're soft, warm, and endlessly comforting, the perfect thing for a cold afternoon with a pot of tea. For anyone who finds chewing hard work, crumpets ask very little of you, and they fill a gap beautifully without weighing you down. Number 15. The toasted tea cake. A close cousin of the crumpet, but with a touch of fruity sweetness that makes it feel like an occasion. Split a tea cake in half, toast both sides under the grill, and butter them while they're still warm so it melts into the soft, currant-studded crumb. The little bursts of sultana and that hint of spice make every bite a small pleasure. A packet costs around £1 and keeps well, and like crumpets they freeze beautifully if you can't get through them. It's a lunch that doubles as a treat, perfect with a strong cup of tea in the middle of the afternoon. There's something about a toasted tea cake that takes you straight back to a tea room or a seaside cafe. And on a quiet day, that small journey back in time is worth as much as the food itself. Number 14. Sardines on toast. Don't overlook the humble tin of sardines, because it's one of the healthiest cheap lunches you can make. Mash the sardines, oil and all, onto a slice of hot buttered toast. Add a squeeze of lemon and a good grind of black pepper, and you have a meal in under 5 minutes. Those little fish are packed with omega-3 oils and calcium, both of which are a real friend to aging bones and a tired heart. A tin costs around £1 and is plenty for one generous slice. The strong, savory flavor wakes up an appetite that's gone quiet, and the softness of the fish means no hard chewing. It's the sort of thrifty, nourishing lunch our grandparents swore by, and they were right too. Cheap, quick, and genuinely good for you, sardines deserve far more love than they get. Number 13. Smoked mackerel with crackers. A fillet of smoked mackerel needs no cooking at all, which makes it one of the easiest nourishing lunches going. Flake it straight from the packet over a few cream crackers or oat cakes. Add a sliced tomato, and perhaps a spoonful of horseradish or a wedge of lemon, and you have a plate that's rich, smoky, and full of good oils. Like sardines, mackerel is brimming with the kind of fats that keep the heart and joints in good order, and there is plenty of protein to keep your strength up. A couple of fillets cost £2 or £3 and stretch across 2 lunches. The deep, smoky flavor feels almost luxurious, yet you have done nothing more than open a packet. For anyone who wants to eat well without standing at the cooker, this is exactly the lunch to reach for. Number 12. Spaghetti hoops on toast. There is no need to feel grown out of this one, because it is quick, warm, and genuinely comforting. Tip a tin of hoops into a small pan or a microwavable bowl. Heat them through for a few minutes and spoon them over a slice of hot buttered toast. The soft hoops and the sweet tomato sauce soak into the bread, and it is the kind of soft, warming lunch that is kind to teeth and easy on the stomach. A tin costs around 40p and is plenty for one, with barely any washing up. Grate a little cheese over the top and it feels almost like a proper meal. It is the sort of lunch that asks nothing of you on a tired day, and gives back a great deal of comfort. Sometimes the simplest things from childhood are exactly what a quiet afternoon calls for. Number 11. Mushrooms on toast. For something that feels a cut above without costing a fortune, you can't beat buttery mushrooms on toast. Slice a handful of mushrooms, soften them in a knob of butter in a small pan for 5 minutes until they're golden and glistening, then tip them over a slice of hot toast with all their juices. A pinch of salt and pepper, perhaps a clove of garlic if you keep it in, and you've a lunch that smells wonderful and tastes like something from a country pub. A small punnet of mushrooms costs around £1 and gives you 2 or 3 lunches. They're light, savory, and easy to digest, perfect for a day when you want something warm but not heavy. It takes 1 pan and 10 minutes, and the rich, earthy smell filling the kitchen is half the pleasure of making it. Number 10. Tinned tomato soup with bread and butter. We're into the top 10 now, and this is where the proper comfort food begins. A tin of tomato soup, gently heated in a pan until it just steams, poured into your favorite bowl with thick slices of buttered bread on the side for dipping. It's warm, smooth, and soothing, the kind of lunch that wraps around you on a grey afternoon. A tin costs around 50 pence and is plenty for one, and there's nothing to chew, which makes it kind on a tired appetite or a sore mouth. Tear the bread, dip it in, and let the soft, buttery bread soak up the soup. It's a lunch most of us have eaten through every stage of life, from poorly days as a child to quiet days now, and that constancy is part of its comfort. Simple, cheap, and endlessly reassuring. Number 9. Pea and ham soup. A tin of thick pea and ham soup is one of the most filling, cheap lunches you can keep in the cupboard. Heat it through gently, pour it into a bowl, and serve with a crusty roll or a hunk of bread and butter. It's dense enough that a spoon almost stands up in it, smoky from the ham and earthy from the peas, and it sticks to your ribs on a cold day like nothing else. A tin costs well under £1 and is more than enough for one good lunch. There's protein and fibre in those split peas to keep you going through the afternoon, and the smooth, hearty texture is gentle to eat. It's the sort of soup that fed mining families through hard winters, and it still does the same honest job today, warming you through, filling you up, and asking very little in return. Number 8. The microwave jacket potato with beans and cheese. Here's proof that a hot, hearty meal needn't take an hour in the oven. Prick a potato all over with a fork, microwave it for about 8 to 10 minutes until it gives when you squeeze it, then split it open, add a knob of butter, a few spoonfuls of warmed beans, and a good handful of grated cheese. The whole thing comes together in around 10 minutes, and it's a proper filling meal for well under £1. The fluffy potato, the saucy beans, and the melting cheese make a lunch that's warm, comforting, and genuinely sustaining. There's fibre, protein, and a good dose of energy to see you through the day. It needs almost no standing at the cooker, which is a real kindness, and it's endlessly variable. Tuna, coleslaw, a spoonful of leftover stew, whatever you have to hand. Number 7. Welsh rarebit. This is cheese on toast with its Sunday best on, and it's worth the extra 2 minutes. Grate some cheese into a small pan, add a splash of milk and a little mustard, stir until it melts into a smooth, glossy sauce, then spread it thick over a slice of toast and slide it back under the grill until it bubbles and turns golden. A dash of Worcestershire sauce gives it that lovely savoury tang. It costs little more than plain cheese on toast, but tastes twice as good, rich and satisfying with a proper crispy top. One slice fills you nicely, and a block of cheese will see you through many lunches besides. It's the sort of dish that feels like an indulgence, yet leans entirely on cupboard staples. Made well, with a golden blistered top, it's a small triumph that turns an ordinary afternoon into something a little finer. Number 6. Bubble and squeak. If you've leftover potatoes and greens from a Sunday roast, this is the thriftiest lunch of all, and one of the tastiest. Mash the cold spuds together with whatever cooked cabbage, sprouts, or carrots you have. Press the mixture into a hot, buttered pan, and fry until the bottom turns crisp and golden brown. Flip it, brown the other side, and tip it onto a plate. It costs you nothing at all, being made entirely from what would otherwise be thrown away, and it takes about 10 minutes from cold leftovers to crisp, savory lunch. A fried egg on top turns it into a feast. The crunchy edges and soft middle make every forkful a pleasure, and there's real satisfaction in making something so good from scraps. It's the very spirit of the British kitchen on a plate. Waste nothing and eat well. Number 5. The bacon butty. There are few lunches in the world more reliably cheering than a bacon sandwich. Grill 2 or 3 rashers until they're cooked to your liking, lay them between thick slices of soft buttered bread, and add a squeeze of red or brown sauce, whichever camp you fall in. The salty, smoky bacon and the soft bread are a match made in heaven, and the whole thing takes under 10 minutes. A pack of bacon costs a couple of pounds and gives you several butties across the week, so it's far cheaper than it feels. The smell alone, the bacon sizzling under the grill, is enough to lift a quiet morning. It's a lunch that fills you properly and tastes like a small reward, and there's no shame at all in making one just for yourself. You deserve the good things just as much as anyone. Number 4. The fish finger sandwich. Do not dismiss this as children's food, because done properly, it is one of the great British sandwiches. Grill 3 or 4 fish fingers until they are crisp and golden, lay them between buttered bread, and add a spread of tartar sauce or tomato ketchup, and a little lettuce if you like. The crunch of the coating against the soft bread, with the flaky white fish inside, is a genuine pleasure, and you have a proper fish lunch for around 50 pence. A box of fish fingers lives happily in the freezer for weeks, ready whenever you fancy them, so there is no waste and nothing to go off. It takes about 10 minutes under the grill, and there is good white fish protein in there to do you good. Cheap, quick, and quietly brilliant, the fish finger sandwich is a lunch that makes grown adults smile, and rightly so. Number 3. The cheese and onion toasty. On the podium now, and this one is pure comfort. Butter 2 slices of bread on the outside, fill them with grated cheese and thinly sliced onion, and toast in a dry pan or a sandwich maker until the outside is golden and crisp and the cheese has melted into the onion within. That first bite, the crunch giving way to molten, savory cheese, is one of life's small, perfect moments. It costs barely anything, leans entirely on cupboard staples, and takes under 10 minutes. The sharp onion cuts through the richness of the cheese beautifully, and the whole thing is warm and filling without weighing you down. For one person, it's ideal, made fresh in minutes with no leftovers to worry about. A toasty like this, hot and golden on a cold afternoon, is the kind of lunch that makes living alone feel a good deal cozier. Number 2. The omelette. 2 or 3 eggs, beaten with a pinch of salt and pepper, poured into a hot buttered pan and cooked gently for a few minutes until just set, folded over and slid onto a plate. That's a complete, protein-rich meal in under 10 minutes, and it costs mere pennies. The real beauty of the omelette is how it bends to whatever you have. A handful of grated cheese, a few sliced mushrooms, a chopped tomato, a scrap of leftover ham, all of it welcome folded inside. It's soft, warm, and easy to eat, gentle on the digestion and kind to teeth, which makes it one of the most sensible lunches there is for anyone living alone. Eggs are among the cheapest and most nourishing foods in the shop, and an omelette turns them into something that feels like a proper cooked meal made just for you, because it is. Number 1. Beans on toast. And here it is, the lunch I make almost every day, and the king of cheap, quick British meals. Heat a small tin of beans in a pan or the microwave, toast 2 slices of bread, butter them well, and tip the beans over the top. 5 minutes, well under a pound, and a meal that's warm, filling, and quietly perfect. There's protein and fiber in those beans. The bread fills you up, and a little grated cheese melted over the top turns it into something special. It needs almost nothing of you, makes barely any washing up, and never, ever disappoints. We've eaten beans on toast through every chapter of our lives, in good times and lean ones, and it's still exactly the same humble, reliable comfort it always was. Simple, cheap, and beloved, it earns its place at the very top of the list, and it'll be waiting whenever you need it. So there you have it. 25 cheap British lunches you can make in 10 minutes flat, every one of them kind to your purse and your hands. Eating well when you live alone isn't about fuss or expense. It's about a few good staples in the cupboard and the knowledge that a proper, comforting meal is only minutes away. Which of these is your favorite? And is there one I've missed? Let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear it. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.